So, yesterday, two Trump organizations have been found guilty of tax fraud and evasion. Here's what I have to say about that. Who cares? If you're someone that thinks that this is bad and that Trump and his business should be held accountable, then let me give you a perspective. And let me be clear up front. When I'm referring to taxes, I'm referring to corporate and personal income taxes, not consumption taxes, not property taxes, not gas taxes, or other forms of user fees. I'm fine with those. But tax evasion is honestly the only true victimless crime there is. I don't give
a fiddler's fuck
if Trump or his business paid his taxes. Nor do I care if any of you do either. Why don't I care? Because I don't believe corporate and personal income taxes should exist in the first place. Who pays corporate taxes? The consumers and the employees do. The business doesn't pay those taxes. They levy those taxes on other people. For every dollar the Trump organization didn't pay in personal and corporate income taxes, they paid 100 times over in consumption, payroll, property, and gasoline taxes. But no one ever wants to talk about that number. And my feelings on this are not limited to Trump and conservative businesses, but to Democrats as well. The problem is that Democrats will tell us how bad it is that businesses and individuals alike won't pay their fair share. In fact, they've won elections off of this premise. They preach to us how taxing the rich will be beneficial for us, but they end up raising taxes on everyone. And the funny thing is that we listen to them when they say the largest companies pay next to nothing in taxes. Well, come to find out, the very companies they're talking about are the Democratic Party's largest donors. At least conservatives say that they don't want to pay taxes and will promote legislation that lowers taxes for everyone as well as themselves. It's not a greed thing, it's a common sense thing. Not one taxpayer in this country forgoes tax deductions, and every single taxpayer will not only take the tax deductions, but will maximize them as well. Every single one of them. I've said this before. If they had a pilot program where you could opt in and voluntarily pay taxes on top of what you're already having to pay, so you would voluntarily pay more in taxes, not one person would do it. Not one person would do it. No one voluntarily pays taxes. I've been in this business for a long time in the financial industry. Democrats, Republicans, I've seen them literally want to burn money before they send it to the government. Why is that? Because deep down inside, every single person knows it's not only wrong, but it's a waste. No one else can spend your money better than you can, especially not the government. The case against Trump and his business is being pushed as an example of corporate greed and criminality. But the irony is that it's only a crime in the first place because the government didn't get to collect the revenue to use for its own greed and criminality. And are we really going to fool ourselves and say that it's a problem if Trump's business didn't pay taxes?
Why, I can't believe a man would commit such transgressions. I say, how's his relationship with the Lord, I'd like to know.
Are we really going to fool ourselves and say that it's a problem that Trump and his business decided to pay his employees in the form of supposedly fringe benefits that allowed him to avoid paying taxes? How many people got paid because of that all-inclusive vacation Trump supposedly gave to one of his executives? How many attendants got their salary paid? How many restaurant servers got tipped? How much gas did they buy to get there? How many plane tickets did they purchase? How about the flight attendants on the way there? See, it stimulates the economy on a much larger level here. Not to mention all the taxes that are charged on all of that consumption. But on the flip side, we expect the man to pay taxes instead of what? Our government collecting it and using it to fund a proxy war in Ukraine that has killed an estimated 200,000+ people so far? Spare me your moral bullshit. The hypocrisy of the people that give a rat's ass about this story is unreal, especially because 100% of them do everything that they can personally to avoid paying taxes themselves. No one is above this. I only pay income taxes out of fear of what the penalty is if I don't. Nothing more. I don't pay them because of the supposed wonderful benefit I will get in return for doing so. No one sits back and say, oh man, I can't wait to pay taxes because I'm going to get so much out of doing so. And if you think that, man, I hate paying taxes, but I have to because it's for the good of the country, it's not. If I wanted something that the government was offering that was paid for with tax revenue, I could have just went and bought the damn thing myself. And I could have done it free and willingly. There's only two groups of people that truly get a net positive benefit from tax dollars. And they are the ones who either don't have to pay them or they're the ones that put you in jail for not paying them. It's as simple as that. Meanwhile, on the flip side, we have Elon Musk releasing the Twitter files for a suppression of a story where our current president and his son had business dealings in a country that we are sending those very tax dollars they're getting mad about Trump not paying to fund a proxy war. America, are we fucked in the head these days? People are saying, oh, Hunter Biden's not the president. He's a private citizen. Put him in jail. Great. Put him in jail. Yeah. Put Biden in jail too because his dad knew about it and was connected and was getting kickbacks from it. Go watch my last video on it. You'll see I provided all. All the biolabs are connected to him, by the way. This is not a conspiracy. This is legitimate stuff that Hunter Biden himself and his business partner posted on their business's website. Oh, by the way, John Kerry's stepson, Christopher Hines, was also involved in this. You know who got indicted out of all three of them? The one who's not related to a politician. Furthermore, Jim Baker, who was the attorney for the FBI for the whole Russia collusion push by the Democrats, was also suppressing information that was being fed to the reporters that were investigating the suppression of the Twitter files. Well, Elon Musk fired his ass. Twitter had 99% of its political donations to the Democratic Party. If you're funding money to a party, won't you want a return on your investment? There was only like a couple $100 to Republican candidates. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars funded to the Democratic Party from Twitter. And we're supposed to say that it's not a big deal, that there was no collusion and suppression of information, that this didn't sway an election. It did. It 100% did. And it makes you think, because the mainstream media still isn't covering this, that they're still suppressing this information. But I'll come to find out, oh my God, we're going to hammer Trump and find him guilty, or his business guilty, of tax evasion that hurt nobody. The election has serious consequences, regardless of who's elected. But Trump's business paying taxes does? No, it doesn't. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect fucking anybody. Who cares if he didn't pay his taxes? The only people that really care is the government. It did not impact anybody. It's a victimless crime. And I could care less. To me, tax evasion is the one crime I look at and I'm just like, you know what? That sucks, dude. Because I feel you. That's all I have to say about that.